object of art is not to reproduce reality, but to create a reality of the same intensity. This is the Art Express. Thanks for joining us. ELIXIR 3 is a group exhibition of sculptors by Sculptors Association of Nigeria and a testament of character, growth, continuity, and consistency, curated by Moses Ohiomore at the National Museum, Oniko, Lagos. Let's take a look.
Yeah, my sculpture, which is placed there, I've titled it "Cry the Beloved Country." Cry the Beloved Country. Now, I am from Delta State. I'm Isoko of Delta State, and one of the contests that really is on national discourse is the issue of oil exploitation. So my sculptures really are generated from oil exploitation in the Niger Delta, to the fact that the human beings or the human system have been so much infiltrated by the oil matters, as it were, either adversely or at times you may say positively in the economic sense, but to a large extent, many of the persons from this part of the country are under siege. Financial and economic siege. And of course, you talk about the depletion of the ozone layer, you are talking about the destruction of the fauna, the flora and the fauna, and so many other things. These are conditions that are affecting the Niger Delta. So this work expresses a cry of a lady. And womanhood represents culture. Woman represents human existence, as it were. So you have a woman there putting her hands over her head, as if wailing and crying. Cry the Beloved Country, that's the title, because of the inimical conditions and situations that affect traditional living.
Today's exhibition, the ELIXIR 3, is such a special show, particularly at the genre the medium is basically sculpture, and so it's a special one. And so we have, apart from that, we have all sculptors, professional sculptors from all over the country, from Port Harcourt, from Delta, from Zaria, from Lagos, from Ibadan, from all over. So we have them that are people that are members of the association. They have actually come here today to exhibit at the National Museum. So it's basically sculpture. If your work is not sculpture, you don't have a place here. So it's important that we know that this show is essentially for sculptures.
ELIXIR 3 doesn't claim finality, but adding their voices and visions to new issues in the field and our environment. They have responded to social stimuli and aesthetic demands, giving their works visibility and authorship. Sculptors Association of Nigeria, in this third outing in the last 6 years, have used their skills to create worthwhile pieces. They have applied an enormous variety of media to evoke our emotional responses. We see in this exhibition forms in metal, clay, stone, fiber, wood, plaster, glass, rubber, and random found objects. They have also employed a wide range of techniques to support the artistic work.
I'm one of the artists that featured in this particular show in ELIXIR 3 by SCAN, that is Sculptors Association of Nigeria. For this show, this is going to be the third series because we've had two previous ones, and this is the third one for 24. And certainly, we're talking about Sculpture Association, certainly many artists, many sculptors are involved. And with this, you are bound to see varieties of three-dimensional, that is multifocal sculptures, artworks. And with the one I'm presenting today in this particular show, it's actually one of the series which are titled Entrapment, which more or less alludes to some of our social ills, as far as technology is concerned, right? Because whether we like it or not, most of us are entrapped. Most of us are becoming, disabled, despite the fact that it can actually empower us. But the way we're using our gadgets, especially for social media, it's a kind of entrapment. And that is why the show, the artwork I'm presenting in this particular show alludes to that. And particularly, I symbolically applied the color you have on it. It's red, which more or less symbolizes, yes, you can talk of love with it. At the same time, it could also connote danger.
I'm an art collector and activist, so I'm here to see the works by our sculptors at the National Museum. It's an interesting thing I've seen so far. They are beautiful, they are so creative, and they are talking about the ingenuity of our crafts and craftsmen. Our craftsmen are good. These sculptors are doing great. So what I've seen so far is so impressive, and they're trying to create so much within the environment, using found objects, natural pieces, and they're creating lovely works here. That's what I'm seeing here.
Well, I've been practicing art for over 2 decades now professionally. I studied at the Obafemi Awolowo University, and I've been doing scrap sculptures, been creating works out of discarded materials. And I've been, using my work to protest environmental decadence and the need to repurpose a large amount of waste that threatens the ecosystem. My works chronicle as synergetic metal sculptures, and I do that and I love it. When I started creating art, I used to be passionate. I used to see art as passion, but now it's no more my passion, it's my profession. It's what I do for living, and I don't joke with it anymore. So before it was a passion, but now it's my profession. Yeah.
Well, as you can see, it's a woman here, and I title it Omidan. In Yoruba land, before they can call anybody Omidan, it should be a female, and it should be a lady. Around where there is a age limit, around 20-something years like that, below 20, 30 like that. That's what they call Omidan. And the Omidan is normally used in Yoruba land, which is in Africa here. And there are a lot of things that surround Omidan, whereby they believe anybody that is Omidan is still a virgin and a beautiful lady before they can call anybody Omidan. And also in Yoruba land, especially, they use Omidan for a lady that is very responsible, because if they can't just call, before they can call you Omidan, you have to be entitled to, you have something that you must project as a responsible girl. Everybody should just continue. The consistency is the key, because if the consistency is not there, regardless of the challenge, there's a lot of challenge in art industry whereby everybody faced. Yeah, we face a lot of challenges as the upcoming artists. We will normally face a lot of challenge. The challenge of making sales, and the finance is the lifeblood of business, whereby you need money to finance your work.
This exhibition is titled ELIXIR 3. This is the third version of ELIXIR 3. As we all know that sculpture is one of the oldest art forms in the world, and our artists have given us a lot of things to enjoy today. In today's contemporary art forms, what you see are works of great artists of Nigeria. We have scholars in the academia. We also have studio artists who have exhibited in this exhibition. It's a great contemporary exhibition that has come at the right time. It talks to our situation in the country today. You see some works that tell you about things that go wrong in the country. They tell you about things that we should be happy about. They tell you about things we should work on. So it's a great exhibition, and we look forward to art lovers, curators, and collectors to come and enjoy this beautiful exhibition.
Also on the gallery, the Art Hotel presents a group exhibition titled Step Through the Looking Glass, with thought-provoking pieces, social satire, and installations from Nimi Izulu and Michelle James. Let's go there.
This is a dual exhibition, and it's titled Through the Looking Glass. Yeah, Through the Looking Glass, beautifully is actually a term from a well-known movie, and it's actually a documentary and also having a fictional representation of what happens through the glass. What is outside, you understand? When you go through the glass, what are the situations that you can find through the looking glass? And a looking glass is actually a phrase, another phrase for a mirror, right? Yeah, so a mirror that you can see through. What happens through? So in essence, in connection to the current economic situation in Nigeria and in Africa at large, the idea is what lies beyond this situation. You understand? And from the perspective from which I look at it, what lies behind this is hope, possibility of what is attainable, a society of wealth that is possible. Through the looking glass, you can see a lot of possibility, which is part of why my works carry such messages. Through the looking glass, there are a lot of stories that you can turn around and are not necessarily always negative, but you can turn around to a positive one.
The exhibition Through the Looking Glass is exploring the intersection of art, economic hardship, and societal resilience in Nigeria, particularly in response to the increasing pressures caused by the rising cost of living, fuel price hikes, and government policies. Reflecting on the themes of hope, resilience, and struggle, we invite viewers into a compelling exploration through a blend of satire, Afropop art, and a diverse array of media, including installation and painting.
The fella caught my attention. Immediately I saw it, it was representative of him. The insights that the artist also shared was helpful. The inspiration for him, the period when he painted it, the lockdown, NSAS, it was quite representative. So for me personally, that's my favorite.
For me, right, I saw a lot of similar backgrounds, and I saw, about 5 paintings that had, the floral background. And when he walked in, I also saw him on a floral kind of outfit. So I had to ask that I can see similarities in all the painting. What's the inspiration? And for me, what caught my attention with that is the fact that he he included nature in all the paintings. So you can see how he explains how things are natural to us. We should learn to know what we have from our heritage so that we don't have people coming back to colonize us once again and make us slaves to what we actually own.
Through Looking Glass is an exhibition that is accompanied by an artist talk titled Beneath the Weight. And the exhibition is exploring, different perspectives. As the name implies, Through the Looking Glass is a metaphoric phrase that, sort of explains an alternative universe, looking at things from another perspective, a perspective that makes you think, a perspective that, makes you contemplate what you've been told, what you see, the reality of things. So in the exhibition, we are trying to, look at our societal issues with a deeper lens, or a more, how should I put it, a more direct lens. So the exhibition is literally social satire. We are looking at very serious topics that have affected all of us as Nigerians.
Behind me is a couple of pieces from my project titled Shege and Sapa. It was a 2023 project, and it is, in a nutshell, it just shows the life and times of the average Nigerian citizen post-COVID, pre-Tinubu administration, everything that happened from 2020 to 2023, Q1 2023. So it's just a reflective body of work. It's an audiovisual body of work, by the way. So it's comprised of a sound installation, painting, sculptures, as you can see, and a film.
Today on Theatre, Just Theatre House, in collaboration with Artworks Communications, presents a stage play titled Well Done, Sir, a thought-provoking play that sheds light on the often overlooked topic of men's mental health, written by Ola Awako and directed by Ifeanyi Ezuku at the Alliance Française, Lagos.
Where's Michelle? Where's my friend? Please say something! Tumise! Tumise!
Actually, the play Well Done, Sir talks about men's mental health, about their psychological, emotional well-being, how men absorbs pain. We live in a society where men are being stigmatized emotionally, and with the cultural norm that says, as a man you shouldn't cry, as a man you shouldn't share your challenges, as a man you should suck it in, because we are men. We are self-reliant in a patriarchal society. So the play, Well Done, Sir, explores psychologically, emotionally, even financially, the challenges men go through.
How many?
I would like to say to men that they can do better. A woman shouldn't be your problem. We all have responsibilities, whether woman, whether man, whether children. Everybody has a responsibility as an individual in life. So it is good to do your responsibility and not just make people outside believe that you are all that. Meanwhile, the home is suffering. So as a man, you need to work on the home.
For 3 days, we did not see him come out of his house. So this morning, we went knocking on his door. Nobody was responding. But the stench from his room made us force the door open. We met him lying lifeless.
The lesson I learned there is that we should be in peace with everybody. You have to love your neighbor as yourself. Just be in peace with everybody. That's what I learned there.
Oh, that we should be open-minded, and then we should be very free, so that our neighbors can always like be inquisitive to like check up on us all the time.
He wanted to tell me something, but I was too busy with the babes in the club and the drinks. Oh my God! To Michelle, why?
I am Richie Patrick Sakajiako. Daniel is he's one of the types of men that are faced with challenges which they practically never really talk about. He's one of those types of men that like to conceal their pains, and then the reason why I enjoyed playing this character is because I get to be vulnerable. I get to be vulnerable around my fellow men. Express myself as a man.
The call I just received now is from the financial institution I took loans from. I have been living on loans just to live up to the standard and expectation of the society.
Eh? What? Demilade, you do not mean what you are saying.
There are lots of things to gain. I played a husband, a father who live life on loans, who live a flamboyant life, and who has issues, who eventually has issues playing, getting loans, and eventually all the properties were being taken away from him. So I'm just trying to tell people that loans are good if you're going to do business, but if you're just living it just to live up to the standard and standard of the society, then that is really bad, and it shouldn't be something that you should do.
Thank you.
His blood pressure. My name is Arugawumi from Ashang. I actually played a real life situation where I had to go rescue someone who had a cardiac arrest, and in the process I got to learn that even others around were also passing through difficulties, and they did not even know that I was also passing through similar situations that they were passing through. So that's just it.
Really hard. It's okay. Just last week, my wife and I had an argument about her insensitivity towards my family.
How?
She called my mother a witch.
What?
And what did I do? I slapped her.
You did well. You did very well.
The character is quite, he's almost like an everyday man. And so he's someone that is having some kind of financial challenges. And so, as a man, sometimes when men are going through a lot of things, they try to look for another outlet. Some people try so many ways to distract themselves. So this man has found a way to distract himself, just going out and leaving the family issues, leaving his wife and children alone to cater for themselves and all that, while he goes out to go and sort himself out.
People should tell us how you discovered Michelle was dead.
Exactly.
It's a story that has caused many men to leave the surface of this earth. It's a story of how we can avoid this death out of the fact that we bottle up a lot as men, and this is a cultural factor. While we were growing up, the idea that was put in our mind is that as boys, as men, we have to be courageous, we have to be strong, we have to not show to the public that we are timid or that we are weak. And because of that, when we're going through some challenges, no matter how small or big, we bottle them up and we don't speak up, we don't cry out to people. And when it gets to a level, it becomes depression, and from depression, some commit suicide, and it's a major problem.
Have you? Have you? Have you?
Shemilori, well done, sir. Well done, sir.
Done. Well done. Well done, sir.
My brothers.
Let me let it. Well done, sir.
Well done. Done.
Kaius.
Well done, sir.
Come everyone go.
Oh, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana.
Daylight come everyone go.
Go!
Be Sunday, oh. Daylight come everyone go. It's Sunday, oh. Daylight come everyone go. Wow. Thank you. Well done, sir. Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I always get excited each time I watch an awesome stage play. A theatrical performance tells our story in an easy way, and truly, the only way to live in a world without art is to strip human of the ability to see it. I'll see you again same time next week.